What if I told you that the key to the Toronto Maple Leafs playoff struggles might not be what you think? Former coach Sheldon Keefe just opened up about the real issue plaguing the team during his time behind the bench. It's not the defense that's been the problem, it's something much deeper. Stay tuned as we dive into his revealing insights and what they could mean for the future of this storied franchise. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all things Maple Leafs. Sheldon Keefe's recent comments about his time with the Toronto Maple Leafs have sparked quite the conversation among fans and analysts alike. As we gear up for the next matchup against the New Jersey Devils, it's crucial to reflect on what Keefe revealed regarding the struggles the Leafs faced in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He expressed that while the team often faced criticism for defensive lapses, the real issue was their inability to score when it mattered most. This is a perspective that challenges the narrative many of us have held onto. Keefe pointed out that despite having a potent offense during the regular season, the team fell short in the playoffs, particularly in critical Game 7s. He highlighted that the number of scoring opportunities they squandered was staggering. It's hard to ignore that the Leafs have, time and again, been unable to convert on those chances when it counts. This is a huge takeaway for all of us as fans. It raises the question, how do we shift our mindset from solely focusing on defensive strategies to finding ways to capitalize on our offensive strengths? I can't help but feel a mix of frustration and hope as we navigate this conversation. On one hand, we've seen our star players light it up during the regular season, but when the pressure peaks, they seem to falter. Can we really trust that things will change this time around? Keefe's comments resonate deeply, especially when he notes the need for a different scoring approach. It makes me wonder, is this current roster equipped to adapt and learn from past mistakes? With Craig Berube now at the helm, it's a fresh start, but the ghosts of playoff past linger. The Leafs have shown flashes of brilliance, yet consistency has been their Achilles heel. Every time we think they're ready to take the leap, something holds them back. And as much as I admire Keefe for not throwing his former players under the bus, his words are a stark reminder of the challenges ahead. I can't help but question if the management is doing enough to support the offensive core. Are they surrounding these talented players with the right pieces to ensure they can perform at their peak when it matters? You know I'm all for cheering on our boys, but sometimes I find myself divided on whether the current strategy is truly the best path forward. Let's not forget the emotional roller coaster we've all been on as fans. We've invested so much hope and energy into this team, only to watch them come up short year after year. It's exhausting, isn't it? And looking ahead, the pressure is mounting. The expectations are higher than ever, especially with the playoffs looming on the horizon. The fan base is hungry for success, and every decision made now will impact our chances to finally break that elusive cup drought. So, what do you think? Are we on the right track, or are we just heading for another disappointment? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. Are you confident in the current direction, or do you feel like we're stuck in a cycle of mediocrity? Share your expectations and frustrations in the comments below. Max Domi is back. That's right, folks. The Toronto Maple Leafs have activated him from injured reserve ahead of their matchup against the New Jersey Devils on Tuesday. It's exciting news for a team that's been navigating some ups and downs lately. Domi has been sidelined for the last 8 games with a lower body injury, and his return could be just what we need to reignite some offensive firepower. Now, let's talk a bit about Domi's situation. Before his injury, he hadn't scored a goal in 19 games. That's right, 19. He was able to contribute 6 assists during that stretch, but let's be honest, we expect more from a player who signed a 4-year, $15 million deal just before hitting unrestricted free agency last summer. The stakes are high, and the pressure is on for him to step up now that he's back on the ice. The coaching staff seems to be shaking things up a bit too. Domi is moving to the left wing alongside William Nylander and John Tavares. This is an interesting decision. On one hand, it could give Domi the fresh start he needs to get his scoring touch back. On the other hand, you have to wonder how the chemistry will work with these two elite forwards. Will Domi find his stride in this new role? Or will it be a case of too many cooks in the kitchen? Personally, I'm a bit torn. I want to believe this is the right move, but we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. Meanwhile, the Leafs have sent rookie Nikita Gribenkin back to the AHL to make room for Domi. Gribenkin had a tough go during his time in the NHL. He made 7 appearances, didn't register a point, and finished with a -3 rating. It's a shame because he showed promise in the KHL last season, winning Rookie of the Year honors with 4 goals and 10 points in just 13 games before being called up. He's a physical presence and could develop into a valuable player down the line, but for now he needs to find his game back in the minors. Now, let's talk about the implications of Domi's return for the team as a whole. With players like David Kampf, Kaye Jarnkrok, and Dakota Mermis still on long-term injured reserve, the Leafs are gaining some critical cap flexibility, around $1.5 million, to be exact. This is significant as it allows the team to maneuver a bit more in the trade market as we approach the mid-season. Every dollar counts, and it's all about making the right moves to bolster this roster. As fans, we've been through a lot with this team. The excitement, the disappointments, and the heartbreaks have all been part of our journey as Leafs supporters. So, what do you think? Is bringing Domi back the right call? Can he help turn the tide for a team that needs to find its rhythm? I'm genuinely curious about your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions down in the comments section. What are your expectations for Domi's return? Are you excited or apprehensive? Let's face it, the stakes are high this season. We all want to see this team succeed and compete for a championship. Every decision made, every player moved in and out of the lineup affects our chances. It's a delicate balance, and the pressure is mounting. So, before I wrap this up, don't forget to hit that like button if you're excited about Domi's return and share your thoughts on how you think he'll perform. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe and activate that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. We're all in this together, and I can't wait to celebrate the highs and commiserate the lows with all of you as the season unfolds.